Do you own a Christmas light or holiday light business? Are you looking to grow your company and dominate your market this year using Facebook ads? If so, watch this video until the end because I'm going to be sharing with you the little known strategies that we're using to help our clients add $10,000 to $100,000 per month in Christmas lighting or holiday lighting installations. What's going on, guys? This is Matt Thibeau, your Savant Marketing Agency. And in this video, I'm going to be talking all about some of the higher level strategy that you can do in your company to start taking your Facebook ads and your marketing for your Christmas light or holiday lighting business to the next level. I've been seeing a lot of different trainings all over the internet. And to be honest with you, a lot of it is very simple, basic stuff, just showing how to set up a Facebook ad and doing like a screen share and showing like the actual how-to setup. This video is not about that. What this video is it's going to show you some of the strategies that you can implement to be able to take your ads to another level, to be able to beat out the competition and really stand out from the crowd so that you can get a lower cost per lead, higher quality buyers come in, and overall be able to dominate your market. Let's jump right into things here. The first thing is content. Content is super important. And what a lot of your competitors are doing is the absolute bare minimum. Here's what your competitors are doing. They will take a picture of a house that has been completed and they'll throw up a couple different ads using just finished pictures of the homes. While that's great, they're definitely going to need a lot more content than that. And you're going to need to use content that is going to build trust and is going to essentially create a relationship as fast as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is by leveraging your personal brand. Right now on Facebook ads, what's working the best for our clients are these really simple video selfies. And essentially you just hold your camera in portrait mode and you film yourself standing in front of a job or on the street or something like that. And basically you would just tell people a little bit about what you're doing and what you're offering and how they can get in contact with you. And by far, this is what's working the absolute best for our clients and what I'm seeing for Christmas lighting or holiday lighting contractors in general. Most people, what they're teaching is just to throw up an image of, a finished job or something like that. And that's fine, but the market is more sophisticated now. There are countless contractors who are now doing holiday lighting, and it's not enough to just show a picture of your finished installation. What I would recommend is doing the selfie videos like I just discussed, but also showcasing who is behind the scenes of your business. So showing videos or pictures of your crew in action as well. Basically what you're trying to do in the content is you want to start creating a connection and building as much trust as you possibly can. You don't want to be a faceless company. The fact that you are a smaller business, I'm assuming, if you're watching this video, you can use that and leverage that to start building more trust. And one of the best ways, like I said, is to show your face. A lot of contractors don't want to do that. And that's exactly why you need to do it. It's going to help you stand out from the crowd of all these other lighting guys who don't want to do that. Maybe they watched another YouTube video that just showed you can throw up a simple picture using Canva. Hey, if they want to do that, that's fine. But you're going to get a lot better results by putting yourself out there and bringing the content to another level. Another thing that you could do for the content that's going to help is also just professional editing. There are a couple of AI tools that I would recommend to do this. One of them is called Descript. So you can use that tool, and what it will do is help you with the editing of these selfie style videos. You can also use some other AI type editors. There's many out there, but I would recommend to try and elevate the editing in the video. While you do want it to be genuine and from a phone, you do want the editing in those short vertical style videos to be pretty decent. So that's what I would recommend. Last thing about the content is if you absolutely do not want to be on video, you could use a tool like HeyGen, which is an AI avatar tool where you could clone your likeness or you could get an AI avatar. I personally wouldn't recommend though that you keep the clip on the AI avatar talking for more than like a couple seconds. So maybe like 3-5 seconds tops, because when they're standing there talking, it's going to be more and more obvious that it is an AI avatar. So honestly, I would recommend just do the original content. It works way better. But if you're absolutely against it, you could try AI. I can't say how great the results would be, but it's definitely better than doing just like a picture of the install. So that is my first tip. The content, super important. What this is going to do is build the trust, and you're going to see it's going to increase the quality of the lead. Because if you're having a problem with the quality of your leads coming through, it's probably going to be the content. And so the better content that you can show, the more trustworthy it is, you're going to get better quality leads, and that's going to help you out a lot with the campaign. All right, the second tip that I have for really dominating your market is going to be the message and the offer. Here's what most lighting contractors are doing for their Facebook ads. They'll just throw something into ChatGPT and get some word vomit, and then they'll take that and then just post it, on the Facebook ad and just basically copy paste, right? It's extremely obvious that it's from ChatGPT, and homeowners aren't dumb and they know what you're doing, right? And so here's what I would recommend. You need to have a very specific message that's going to call out the type of person you're looking for. And then also you need to have an offer that's not going to be price related and that's going to attract the right type of person you're looking for. So the first tip that I have for you for your messaging is to start off your paragraph in your ad using something called an if-then statement. What an if-then statement is it's a way to qualify the traffic and then tell them what this ad is about. It's a way for them basically to know if this ad is for them or not. So basically what you're going to do in your ad is say something like, if you're looking to get holiday lighting installed on your home this year, read this ad. And what this is going to do is it's going to qualify the traffic and then tell them, what to do next. So you could even put like an identifier in front of that. So you could say, attention Toronto homeowners, if you're looking to install holiday lighting on your home this year, read this ad, right? That is going to work really well for getting more leads, getting people's attention, and you're going to qualify the traffic in that message. And then in the message, when you're talking about what you do and your services, you really want to be benefit driven, right? So are you scared of going up on ladders and you don't want to do that? Well, we'll take care of that for you. So there's the convenient aspect. There's also the aspect of like just how beautiful it's going to look. Hey, we're professional at this. We've been doing this for a long time. So just talk about the different benefits in that ad. Now, something that's also really important, what I was talking about for the offer, is implementing something that's not price related, but using a very specific special offer that's going to get the right type of attention on your ad. And what we find that's working the best right now are going to be free design consultations. Now, hear me out. What you're going to do in the ad is you're going to say, we're offering a free design consultation with a value of $147 or $197. And basically what you're going to do for this free design consultation is when you meet with the homeowner to give them their estimate, you're going to use a tool like Jolly Lights, which is a simple app that's free that can design and mock up what it would look like on their home. Or you could even do something else, is you could use ChatGPT. So all you do is just take a picture of their home using ChatGPT, and then you take a marker and just outline the parts of their home, like near the gutters of where you're going to be installing the lights. And essentially you're going to tell ChatGPT with a prompt, you're going to say, add Christmas lights where the markers are around this home and make it, dark at night. So then you can get appreciation for what it looks like, make it look classy, et cetera, et cetera. And ChatGPT will spit out an image, a mock-up of what it will look like to have the lights installed on the home. And this is going to be one of the biggest sellers for you because it is going to get the homeowner excited about their project. They're going to be able to visualize it. And it's actually going to increase the average order value of your project because they will be able to see the difference of what it looks like to maybe do another story up higher, or maybe to do the sides of the house, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a very powerful tool for you, and it's not going to take a whole lot of time. So extremely important. I recommend the free design consultation. It's going to help you out a lot. All right, so then the next tip that I have for you, number 3, is getting your budget right on Facebook ads. I saw a lot of different trainings and videos, and some people say, oh, you only want to spend no less than this, like 25 a day, or spending 45 a day. That's like the magic budget or something like that, right? The truth is that what you spend on Facebook ads depends on what your goals are, right? And I have a simple formula that I want to walk you through that's going to be extremely helpful for you to basically calculate the ROI of your campaign, and it will reverse engineer and help you know what you need to spend to make that reality. And what I call this is called the 50-30 rule. Now, basically what this means is that 50% of the leads that you generate on Facebook should be receiving an in-person estimate. And of those estimates, 30% of them minimum should close. So using those numbers and that expectation, you can reverse engineer how many leads you need and then what the typical cost per lead and what you would need to spend would be. So here's an example for you. So basically, let's say that your average order value for your lights is $1,000, right? And you want to add $20,000 per month for your business, right? That would mean that you need 20 jobs. So all we have to do is just reverse engineer, which would mean 60 estimates, right? Because 20 is about 30% of 60. And then what you would do there is you would just double 60. So that means that you need 120 leads roughly to be able to add those 20 jobs, right? And so basically now what you need to do is just know the average cost per lead on Facebook, and then you just times that by 120. So in this case, I would say the average cost per lead on Facebook, if you're doing lead forms, which we'll talk about in a sec, is going to be about $20 per lead. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but it's going to be around there. So then 20 times 120 leads is going to be about $2,400 per month. So what this means is that if you want to add $20,000 directly from Facebook ads into your business, you need to spend around $2,400 per month in ad spend. Now, this is a very powerful tool and it's extremely accurate. Most guys who are doing Facebook ads overestimate how many estimates they're going to be putting out from those leads, but don't overestimate that. You want to be very conservative, and these are conservative numbers, but you want to be conservative with it so that you can start projecting ROI in a way that is going to actually make sense and you're not going to be blindsided when you go in. So that is a simple method I recommend for you to basically estimate a budget that you need. And you can do this for any level in your business. And maybe your average order value is less, or maybe it's more, and maybe your goal is higher or lower. So you can adjust this as needed. Now let's talk about number 4, which I kind of alluded to, is going to be your campaign type. And this is going to impact the cost per lead. So it's very important that we talk about this. So I see a lot of guys, they will be new to Facebook ads and they'll set up like some really simple messaging ads. And while the cost per lead is very low on those, like I see people getting like $5 leads or whatever, you're going to find that those leads are not very high quality. You're going to get a lot of tire kickers. You're going to get a lot of people pushing the button by mistake. Maybe this sounds familiar. If that's the case, you're going to be needing to use something called lead forms. And the reason I recommend lead forms over doing something like a landing page or sending the Facebook ads directly to your website is because of this. You're going to see that your cost per lead when you're sending to a landing page or website is going to be fairly high compared to what it would be on lead forms. Yes, the quality of the leads will most likely be higher, but you're missing out on a lot of opportunities because Facebook doesn't really want to push people to a landing page, and it's an extra step they have to do. And with my experience, you can get the same quality lead using a landing page by simply asking more questions on the lead form. So what a lead form is a simple form that someone can fill out on Facebook with their name, number, email, as many questions basically as you would want. I wouldn't recommend to do too many, but I would recommend to do lead forms because it's going to be able to capture that information and then you'll be able to call them up or contact them. Now, there's a number of different ways too that you can set yourself up to get notifications for those leads, which is going to be super, super important, what we'll talk about in a sec. But what you're going to notice with the lead forms is they go directly into your business manager on Facebook, but you're going to need a way for them to go to your email or your CRM so that you and your team can manage all of those leads, right? So that is going to bring us to the 5th tip that I have for you, which is going to be the sales and appointment setting portion of this video. So this is going to be very important. Number 1, for Facebook ads, as a Christmas lighting or holiday lighting company, you're going to need to have a powerful CRM. The reason for this is if you're getting $20 leads and you have a budget of $2,000 or even a little bit less, you're going to be having a lot of leads coming through. And it's going to be very difficult for you to capitalize on those leads if you're not able to keep track of it all. So I highly recommend that you use a CRM. It's absolutely non-negotiable. An example of a CRM would be something like Jobber. All of our clients, we give them something called Go High Level, which is a very powerful CRM, and essentially allows you to just keep track of where your leads are at, who you need to follow up with. And so having a CRM is powerful because all of those leads will go into that CRM, and then you can set up notifications, whether they're text notifications or email notifications. That is going to be a big help to you. Now, having the CRM is one thing, but the next thing is that you want to call up these leads very, very quickly. I see a lot of guys, what they'll try to do when they get a lead, especially through messaging ads, if you're doing that, is they'll try and chat with the lead through text or a message. And that is a good option if you can, but what you're going to find is if people aren't answering you with that text, you need to call them up very quickly. Ideally within 5 minutes or less when those leads come in, you want to be able to call them up and just say, hey, I got your request for a quote. The faster you can do this, the better. Obviously, you want to do your best. Like, I know that in certain situations, 5 minutes or less is not realistic, but just understand that the longer that lead waits for you to reach out, the less likely it is for them to work with you. So this is why having some help in this area, maybe an appointment setter, maybe you use AI to reach out and just say, hey, can you tell me about your project or something like that? Very important, but the speed to lead aspect here is going to be a huge help for you in order to be able to hit these KPIs that I'm telling you about with the 50-30 rule, right? So speed, very, very important. Next is going to be follow-up, right? So if you give someone an estimate, which we'll talk about in a sec, I'm going to tell you why, estimates are so important. But when you give someone an estimate, you want to be following up with them. Don't just give them the estimate and then never talk to them again. Following up with these people is going to be very, very important. Obviously, we want to follow up with people so that, we can know where they're at with things and get as many deals closed as we want. So let's talk about estimating here for a second. A lot of guys, when they start getting overwhelmed, they're going to start emailing over estimates, either through Jobber or whatever, and they're not going to be presenting the estimate or the design consultation in person. And this is going to be hurting your sales, okay? Anytime that we have a client that their close rate is below 30%, I can almost guarantee you that they're not presenting those quotes in person. And so anytime that you present in person and you do the design consult, like I say, you are going to boost your close rate if you're not. If you're just emailing over the estimates and then you call them a day or two later, you are going to get ghosted more often than not. Just trust me on this. So presenting in person is extremely powerful. And ideally, you want to give them a same day estimate, right? So you visit the site and then you say, hey, I'm going to do some measurements. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in my truck. I'm going to do some calculations of the numbers here. And then we can sit at the kitchen table together and go over all this stuff. And then you can make a better decision from there. How does that sound? And doing that process is going to get you a lot more sales, especially if you can collapse the time from, doing the consultation to delivering the quote. That is going to help you loads because you can also pair this with something like a same day discount. So you can say, hey, also just so you know, like when I present you the quote, we like to give people a discount who act fast on the spot because then we don't have to follow up with them and it saves us time. So you could also offer like a little bit of a discount for them to move forward that day on the sales process. And we've seen a lot of people do really, really well with that too. So these are some sales tips that I have for you. Super important because you can get the most amount of leads in the world, but you want to be able to convert them, right? I don't see a lot of people talking about this. So being able to estimate quickly and being able to keep track of all your leads and be able to have speed to lead, all of those things are going to make the difference in getting your KPI above 30% close. Very, very important. All right, and then we'll give you a bonus one here before we come to the end of this video. And last but not least is you want to look at all of your marketing and all of this lead gen stuff as a holistic strategy, right? So in this video, we talked about Facebook ads, which is great, but you can actually increase the ROI from Facebook ads by doing some other aspects too. So first things first is when you land a job from your Facebook ads, you should knock on some of the doors around in the area and just say, hey, we're in the area. We just did Bob's house. Do you want us to do the same thing for you? Just doing that is going to increase the ROI from your ads. What you could also do is put up a yard sign, right? At a job that you completed. You could also do door hangers. You could do several other things that are going to maximize the ROI from your Facebook ads so that all of it's working together, right? So maybe someone sees an ad online and then they're driving down the road and then they see the yard sign with your brand on there as well, right? And this is what's really going to start that snowball effect. That's also going to start getting you to another level. I did a video previously talking about the lead generation pyramid and how you can really max out leads on all different platforms. And I would recommend to watch that video so you can get a better idea of what a holistic marketing strategy looks like. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you can use it so that you can crush it in your holiday lighting business. If you watched this video and you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. If you have any questions, you can comment below. But if you're watching this right now and this sounds like a lot of work and you just want our team to come in and crush it for you, our agency focuses on specifically helping holiday lighting contractors get to the next level using their online advertising approach. So you can click the link in my description below and you can book a call with our team. We'd be happy to see how we can help you out this year. All right, guys, I'll see you on my next video.